So why do we celebrate Easter? Recently I've been talking to a few of my friends about Easter because it's currently Easter, a really good time of the year where there's a lot of holidays and stuff like that. But they don't really know why we celebrate Easter. They know it's some sort of Christian thing, like Jesus died and all that, or something like that. But they don't really know like anything more than that. So why do you celebrate Easter? Is it just to get chocolate and stuff like I have here? Just to give each other some eggs and other chocolate? That could be one reason. I mean, it's great receiving chocolate and eggs and stuff like that. I've given some to my housemates, stuff like that. Really good. Time of joy and peace, hopefully, and all that type of stuff. Do you celebrate it more because you get 4 days off work? That's insane. Or for me, I work those days, but I'm getting double pay. Like, that's a really awesome thing. I'm going to be really keen for my pay slips. So that could be one reason you celebrate Easter as well. You either get days off work. If you do work, you get paid a lot of money to work, which is great. But Easter's one of the biggest times of the year. In fact, it is the longest holiday anybody gets, at least public holiday wise. Obviously school kids, they get 2 weeks off here and a few months off there, stuff like that. But for like working people that work shift jobs or whatever, it's the longest one. 4 days in a row of holidays. Even Christmas, you only get 2 days off there. Christmas and Boxing Day. You gotta work Christmas Eve, or some people of course. I had to work through all those days. So yeah, some jobs give you an extended amount of time, a Christmas break. Other jobs, this is all you get. The biggest time you get is those 4 days over Easter. Therefore, it's the biggest holiday some people get a year. So there's gotta be a much more important reason that we're getting all this, more than just wanting to give each other chocolate. And I think a lot of people don't think about that so much. It's just, it's Easter time, buy your chocolates, get your days off work, go somewhere for the family or something, because you get the Friday to Monday off. It's amazing. That's a really good way to look at it, but I think a lot of people don't look at why you're getting all of these benefits. So what people on the internet won't actually know about me, because I haven't felt any need to reveal it to anybody yet, is that I'm a Christian. I've got my Bible here. This I got in year 7, so it's actually 7 years old. Very old. I don't really use it much. I prefer to use my phone nowadays. So in fact, I pretty much just got back from church. So I'm going to tell you the reasons why, or at least the history behind what Easter actually is and why we all celebrate it. So I'm sure a lot of you already know most, or if not all, of the history behind Easter. But at least for my friends, apparently they don't know as much. So this is for them. So as most people I think would know, Good Friday is the day that Jesus died about 2,000 years ago. That's a very long time ago. And I mean, for a lot of people, it's like, why are we even celebrating something that had happened 2,000 years ago? Let alone, why are we celebrating somebody who died? Like, that sounds kind of cruel, that we're all giving each other chocolates and stuff like that because someone died. When I die, I mean, I don't particularly want people to celebrate it. Yeah, celebrate my life, stuff like that, and I guess that's what we could be talking about here with Jesus. Let's celebrate his life. But it's still like, let's give each other chocolates on the day that someone died 2,000 years ago. It's a little odd. There's got to be something more to it, right? And then Easter Sunday, so 3 days later, is the day he resurrected. I guess that has a lot more reason behind why we would actually celebrate that day, because now he's alive again. It's crazy. Like, everybody should be so happy on that day, because it is obviously a miracle that probably, like, shouldn't have happened. Like, it doesn't happen to anybody else within reason, but that is probably a lot bigger reason to have a day to celebrate. Now, Easter Monday, I don't even particularly know myself why we celebrate Easter Monday. I had a little look, and it's more of a, I think, an Eastern Christian type of thing or something. I don't really know, but I'll still take the double pay on Easter Monday. So here's why we celebrate the death of Jesus. Because before that, everybody was Jewish, as in, like, Jesus was Jewish, all of his disciples, they were all Jewish. So a lot of people have also asked me, why aren't you Jewish? Like, that's what Jesus was. Why aren't you too? Well, because the day that Jesus died, none of his disciples were really Jewish anymore. At least when Jesus rose again, they turned into Christians. Hence, Jesus Christ, Christians. I know a lot of people probably know this, but some people probably don't. So from that day forth, the followers of Jesus were known as Christians. So they don't follow the same rules as Jews, because Jewish people still believe in all of the 10 Commandments, the Old Testament and all of that stuff, which nowadays a lot of people would consider very dated, such as sacrificing animals and stuff like that. I don't do none of that. I don't know really if the Jewish people of today still sacrifice animals. that might have some animal cruelty rules there, I don't know. But we don't do that anymore, and Jesus' followers didn't anymore, because Jesus himself was the animal, in a way. He took the place of all of that, because he took... the reason people always sacrificed animals is because they made a sin, and so because of that, they killed the animal instead of killing themselves, in a way. They let the animal take their sin away, and that was the way that God allowed them to become, like, pure again. But now that Jesus has died, the person that has never sinned before, never lied, cheated, anything like that, he is now dead on the cross, a murderer's execution, humiliating, painful, all of that. Now he's dead. But so that we don't have to kill all of these animals. So that's a really big difference from Jewish law of the 10 Commandments to Christian law, where there's only actually 2 commandments. Love your neighbor and have no other gods but God. It's reasonably simple. I gotta love people and I gotta only have one God. That's kind of simple, eh? Literally no other rules. There's, you could say, like, guidelines and stuff. There's a lot of recommendations, like, don't get drunk. That's probably a good idea. But you're still allowed to get drunk and go to church every Sunday, stuff like that. When I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but if you start doing that stuff in, like, Jewish communities and stuff like that, you might start to have a few problems. So that's one reason why Good Friday is so big, the day he died, because now he has become that animal, that sacrifice. That means we no longer have to do it ourselves. But then Easter Sunday is even bigger, because he rose again, which is a crazy miracle. Like, it's no miracle dying. Most people can do that part. But not many people, in fact no one, can rise again from the dead. Jesus defeated death itself, so now death has no power. And if one of the most powerful things on earth, which is death, because every single person on earth dies, it's obviously quite powerful. If that has been defeated, that's probably a big deal, right? So now, because we no longer have to sacrifice animals, all that stuff, and he is now risen from the dead, we are now able to go to heaven without doing all that sacrificial stuff, without following these really, really strict rules, without doing all this, because Jesus has already paid all of our debt from getting killed. Now we don't have to die, which I think is a pretty big deal, right? Obviously, a lot of people that I would be talking to here don't believe any of this, which is fine, but at least now you would know why you're celebrating Easter. You can make that decision whether you want to at all. If you want to celebrate it just for the chocolates, just for the days off, that's great. But also, there's this extra layer that is much deeper, much more serious, past all this giving. And of course, the giving's great. I mean, I think the Easter eggs and bunnies and stuff, I believe that's more of a pagan thing. But still, I partake in it. I love getting my chocolate. It's great. But I believe if you're going to celebrate something, you should probably know why, or at least the origins of that celebration. Halloween, for example, that's more of a satanic holiday, and so that's why I've decided I don't really want much to do with Halloween, unlike all of the other holidays around, even like the smaller holidays like Labor Day and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, they're not too bad, but Halloween I'd prefer to stick away from because of its origins, even though now it's just a holiday where people give each other candy. Now you know what Easter actually is, so you can make the decision yourself. If anybody has any questions for me about all of this stuff, I'll answer them all in the comments, of course, because it is quite a confusing topic for a lot of people. It's a weird one, not talked about too much in a lot of circles, but I think whether you believe it or not, you should probably still have a general understanding of the holiday. So I hope you all learned a little bit here, so thank you all for watching, and cheers everyone.